Have you got anything yet?
Recording in progress.
Bam! Bonjour! Comment ça
Bam!
va?
Bonjour! Ça va bien?
Excellent, Anne et Brie, comment ça va?
Ça va bien et un petit... Oh, my brain's not working. Sleepy.
Fatigué.
Fatigué.
Bravo, Anne! Bravo, Brie! Très bien, oui. Ah, tu es fatiguée, Brie?
Oui.
Ah, c'est le chien de tes parents?
Some of
Non,
our dog.
ce n'est pas fatigué.
Non,
C'est
mais...
très bien. C'est très triste.
Oh, oui, but that's why, huh? That's why
Oui.
you're tired.
Oui.
C'est le chien, à cause du chien de tes parents.
Oui. Mon...
OK.
Yeah, but ça, chien de mon parent,
Chien de ton parent, oui.
de ton parent.
Or tes parents, like ton père, ta mère, tes parents.
Tes parents.
Oh oui, OK. Attends, je vais l'écrire. I need to find my share screen. And then share screen needs to show up. Which one? Wait, we'll do this one. Nope, not that one. We'll do this one. Wait. Nope. Ooh, we ended up in email. That's not where we want to go. Okay. This could work. Oh, I see. Okay. Is it that one? Nope. This one.
Still don't see
Screen
your
sharing has stopped as the shared window is closed. Oh, okay. So you didn't get to see any of that.
Nope.
That means
Did
I
you
did
Zoom
not.
update?
You're having a Zoom update?
No, did yours?
Not today. It
Okay.
did that for my third class, I think. I ended up being about 20 minutes late because I couldn't get out of it. Because I missed it. I guess I went to make tea and I came back and it was updating. Share. There we go. And then once I do this, that is our usual screen.
There it goes.
Face screen. Ah, okay. And of course, this part here, can I get to it? Yeah. Of course, once I'm here, I can't type on it, but okay. Alors, voici nos animaux de compagnie. Qu'est-ce que c'est? Animaux de compagnie. What do you think those are?
My
Animals
animals, my companion animals,
are?
our companion animals.
What do we say in English?
Pets.
Oh, pets.
Yeah, Brie.
A
Yeah,
huge
oui.
name for pets.
OK. Et voici Private Enterprise.
Aww.
C'est le chien. Oh, who wrote that? We have to. We have to.
Wow, that's so cool to see him up there.
Okay. We just have to edit something because. Oh, la 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 la. Okay. Voici Private Enterprise. Oh, c'est le cheval d'âne. Oui, OK. It's not.
Aww.
But I misspelled it. OK, c'est bon. Le voilà. OK, back to slideshow. OK. Oui, Anne. Est-ce qu'il est brun ou est-ce qu'il est noir? Is he brown?
Il est brun. Brun.
OK. Oui. Oh, what's going on here? Get back there. OK. Oui. Anne, tu es très jeune. How old were you then?
Oh, I don't know how to say count in French. 17.
OK. Do you want to see it?
Do I want to see what?
Can you see what I'm typing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ave.
Ave.
10, which is 10. Sept, which is 7. 10 and 7 years. Elle avait 17 ans.
All is ears.
Oui.
Wow, that's so strange looking. Oh. ans. You don't say the S. Anne avait 17 ans.
Oh, bravo.
Wow, that's so cool.
Oui. And how did you know it was Anne was instead of Anne is?
Because I remember that from another slide we did.
Okay, bravo. Le chien de bruit. Oh, non, c'est pas le chien de bruit.
Oh.
Oh,
Rex. C'est
so
mon chiot. Ça, c'est Rex, hein?
oh,
C'est le chiot d'Anne. Un chiot, c'est un bébé chien. Bébé chien. Anne, do you know cacharro?
cacharro is puppy.
Si.
Puppy.
Alors, le chiot, le chiot.
The
Hein? Le
shoe.
bébé chien.
The baby shoe. Shoe.
Bébé chien. Chien is dog. So, bébé chien. Oui. Un cacharro.
Cacharro.
I'm doing that Italian accent in Spanish again. Oh là là. Et voici Sky.
Oh,
Grand chien noir de brie.
oh,
Mhm.
precious.
Alors, oui. Alors, grand. Est-ce que Brie a un grand chien ou petit chien? Grand?
Uh, c'est petit et grand.
Ah,
C'est
il est.
c'est-
Oh, he's a bébé?
no. She's un petit Labrador.
Oh, is there such a thing?
I didn't even
Oui.
know there's such a thing.
She's I don't know how to
Mini
describe
lab.
it. She's like quite small for a lab. Yeah. She's
Okay.
only about 45 pounds, I think.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah, she's very slight.
She looks like a baby in the face.
Yeah, she still looks like a puppy, but she's 2 ans. She's 2 years old.
2 ans.
we'll
2
do
ans.
this. Oh, is so Sky a girl then?
Oui.
Okay.
Can you say la chien? Or
You
is it
can.
always
No,
le chien?
la chienne noire de brie.
La chienne noire.
Tu vois?
Okay, because you can't say female cat.
No, did I talk to
You
you about
told me
that
last week.
Oh mon Dieu, what an embarrassing class that was. I had no idea. Because for texting, you say je chatte, right? Je chatte avec mes amis. So that
Okay.
means I'm texting with my friends. Like,
Yeah.
okay, but you cannot talk about your chat because that is your fanny.
Yeah. So I just want to make sure because I was like, okay, so you do change the feminine
Mhm.
on like
But when you change it to English, you just say your dog.
okay.
You don't say I mean, you can say your female dog because it does translate as bitch, but they don't use bitch the same way in French as they do in English,
Okay.
the breeding one.
Yeah.
So you are in safe territory. So let's try it again from the beginning. Alors. OK. Voici private enterprise. Répète.
Voici private
Private
enterprise.
enterprise.
C'est le cheval d'Anne.
C'est le cheval d'Anne.
Oh, I gotta get a picture of this. Chez le cheval d'Anne. Can I get a picture real quick?
Yeah.
Cheval d'Anne.
That's amazing.
OK. Alors, private enterprise et le cheval ou le chien d'Anne?
Le cheval.
Le
Oui, c'est le
cheval.
cheval d'Anne. Et c'est le cheval de brie ou c'est le cheval d'Anne?
C'est le cheval d'Anne.
Oui. And Anne, it's okay to say, c'est mon cheval.
C'est
Oh,
mon cheval.
Just realized, oops, you don't know Mo. Okay. Back up. Back up, rewind. Oops.
C'est
Okay.
mon cheval.
Excellent, Anne, excellent. Alors, comment s'appelle-t-il le cheval d'Anne? Comment s'appelle-t-il le cheval d'Anne? C'est Private Enterprise ou c'est Sky?
C'est Mathilde.
Private enterprise.
Oui, c'est Private Enterprise. Très bien. OK. Est-ce qu'il est beau? Oui ou non? Est-ce qu'il est beau?
Oui.
Beau means pretty.
Very good. Bravo. Oui. Oui. Il est très beau. Alors,
Elle est très beau.
oh, pardon. So we can do this. We can just add a little extra magic. C'est le beau chien.
Cheval.
Cheval. Whoops. I'll just pretend that was going to be a question. C'est le beau cheval ou le beau chien?
C'est le beau cheval.
Oh, merci. Thank you for my
C'est le
save,
beau
Brie.
cheval.
OK, alors, voici Rex. Rex est un chien, oui ou non?
Oui.
C'est un chien.
Oui, c'est un chien. C'est un...
C'est un chien.
Oui, Rex est un chien. Rex est un chien ou un cheval?
Rex, c'est
Rex, c'est un chien.
un chien.
Oui, c'est un bébé chien ou un grand chien?
C'est un bébé chien.
Oui, c'est mon chiot, hein? C'est mon chiot. C'est le chiot d'Anne. Oui? C'est le chiot de Brie ou le chiot d'Anne?
Le chiot de Anne.
C'est Brie. De Anne.
d'Anne, oui, d'Anne. Très
Bon.
bien. Oh. Il s'appelle Rex ou il s'appelle Sky?
Il
Il
s'appelle
s'appelle
Rex.
Rex.
Oui, c'est Rex. Bravo. Et voici Sky. Répète. Voici Sky.
Voici,
Voici Sky.
C'est la belle
C'est la belle
c'est la belle
chienne noire de Brie.
chienne
chienne
noire de
noire
Brie.
de Brie.
Excellent. OK. Voici Sky ou voici Rex?
Voici Sky.
C'est Sky.
Oui.
Voici Sky.
Sky est une chienne ou un chiot?
Un chien. Une
Chien.
chienne.
Oups. Alors, oui, elle est noire ou elle est blanche?
Elle
Elle
est
est noire.
Eh bien, what do you think is blanche?
White.
Oui, bravo, bravo,
Because
comme
blanco is
Blanca, Blanco,
blanco
si.
is yeah.
Alors, c'est la belle chienne de Brie ou la belle chienne d'Anne?
C'est la belle
C'est
chienne de Anne.
m-
No, de
c'est ma belle chienne.
Brie.
Oui, oui. Hey, Anne, très bien. Est-ce que tu aimes les animaux, Anne? Tu aimes les animaux?
um, um, aime les animaux. I don't know how to say I
Oh,
love.
yes. Oh, that's good. Et Brie,
Yeah.
tu aimes les animaux?
Oui,
Excellent.
oui.
Et une
J'aime
phrase
beaucoup.
complète? Oui, une phrase complète, Brie?
Oh, oui, j'aime les animaux beaucoup.
Ah oui. Est-ce que tu préfères les chiens ou les chats? Est-ce que tu aimes les chats ou les chiens?
Are you asking Brie?
Me or
Brie,
Anne? Oh,
Brie.
oh, sorry. J'aime les chiens.
Excellent.
Je n'ai
Anne,
pas aime le chat.
Oh.
Brie, tu n'aimes pas. Est-ce que Brie aime les chats ou est-ce que Brie n'aime pas les chats?
Brie ne aime la chat. No,
Brie n'aime pas. Brie n'aime pas les chats, oui.
Brie n'a pas la chat. Pas la chat. Would it, can you, this means write, can you write the difference between dog and cat? They sound so much alike. Is that cats?
We.
Oh, and Shen is Chein, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, because French doesn't say all of the ending.
No, they like to omit a lot of
They like to admit stuff
sounds.
to make you guess a little bit. Shen.
Generally, I don't use let's get rid of this thing.
You have to pull it up, I think.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oui. Alors, generally speaking, we don't use female dog except in a situation like this. If the student has told me this is my female cat or this is my female dog, and it's important to them, then I will put it in there. But
Okay.
and for some reason in that context, they don't get silly with it. I've been really impressed so far. And I mean, every class I have is a silly class.
Yeah.
So the fact they don't get silly with this, and they'll say, am I saying something bad if I say that? I said, well, no. In English, yes, but not in French. And then so I obviously I write down female dog and they're fine with that.
Okay.
Wait, what could be bad about a female dog? Meaning
Well,
bit?
Yes.
yeah. Yeah. So we
Because I
can't
teach
say it
English
in English.
students. So as long
Wow,
so
I don't have to
never
deal with any of this.
in 30 years, I have never had them go weird on me with this. It's so cool. Yeah. No, but like I said, give it time and it's going to catch up, I suppose, in the French world. But how about in Spanish? Have you ever had a problem with perra?
No?
Because I don't always teach it because I have to teach it with dog, like perro and perro, because but and dog come up all the time. But
Yes, yes.
talk about apples and pears because we live in Canada and we have
Yeah.
apples and pears all the time, then I just tend to avoid perra because that's more confusing. They use pera for pear more than they would for female dog. So I don't show the difference unless it comes up. But with my French kids, they always want this one.
That's interesting. How do you pronounce it, the difference?
Chien,
Chien?
yen.
Chien. Oh, you say the N on the end. Okay.
Mm.
Followed by the E. The E is what makes you pronounce that last consonant. Like here, this would be ne if there was nothing. But because we have the E, it's nem.
Oh.
Like we have pas les chats. So on prononce pas le S. Alors, pas les chats. There are just a few exceptions where you would pronounce the final consonant. Usually it has to do with one thing versus the plural. But other than that, as a general rule, we don't pronounce that final consonant.
See, I think reading really helps with your pronunciation of the language.
And you have to hear it, right? Because a lot of our teachers growing up, we never heard it. Only in grade 11 did I ever hear it, and in university. Otherwise, it was pretty much just what was on the paper, and you read it. And then I would ask them how to say it because I couldn't read without hearing it in my head.
Yeah.
Would read it to me, and I would get it.
Yeah.
But most of my classmates weren't quite as excited or curious when I was in grade 8. Okay,
You
so
were passionate about it.
Okay, here is our final slide. I think is this the right one? Nope, that was the right one, maybe. Yes, or no, that was last week. Here we go. Okay, so alors, right, slideshow, that's what we're doing. Okay, here we go. You ready? I took I made a little story with what we know, okay? Alors, Anne n'a pas d'animal. Répète.
Un n'est pas
N'est
des
pas
animaux.
d'animal.
Un n'a pas d'animal.
Un n'a
Un
pas
n'est pas
des animaux.
D'animal. Oui.
d'animal.
Elle n'est pas contente.
Elle n'est pas
Elle n'est
contente.
pas contente.
Excellent. What does this mean? Un n'a pas d'animal.
Doesn't have?
Bravo, Anne. Doesn't have. Which part of that makes it doesn't have?
The N, N-A,
And
and pas.
oui, the pas. Très bien.
Pa means have not, has
The
not.
two have to work together. It's a pair.
Oh,
Oui, so un n'a pas d'animal. Et
Un n'est pas des animaux.
oui, Brie a an animal. Elle n'est pas contente. Brie, can you try this one in English? Oop.
She does not. Oh, sorry, she is not happy.
Oui, très bien. Alors, Brie, which part of this means is not?
Is not. Anne wants us to stop.
No, I just want you to finish your part. Then I'll
Is
get to
not is the ne pas, and the
Bravo.
is it
Okay.
is the a.
Oui, Anne.
actually, it was a question. It wasn't a not understand. Sorry. So if you were to say Anne has an animal, would it would be an
An
on
a?
animal?
Oui, Anne a an animal.
Oh,
Un
and
animal. Oui,
just an
oui.
animal. Oh, I see. So the napa really does go together.
I call it my verb sandwich, my negative sandwich.
Verbs.
Does that make sense? Because this is the filler. So these are your two slices of bread, and this is your filler.
I love that.
Okay. Because there's only one expression in French where it would go beforehand. Like if you were to say nobody, and you would say personne, for example, personne n'est parfait. So then no one is happy. Other than that, I'm not going to type it down because it'll get confusing, but basically it always works in a pair. That's the only exception I've come across. Because even neither nor, ni, works like in Spanish, ni this, ni that. So yeah, there we go. L, and of course I have to move the thing that you can't see so that I can see what you can see. Okay, come on back down here, you. Let me grab you. No. Oh, you cannot see what I'm seeing. Ugh. There's got to be a place to grab it. Oh, I can't move it once you're sharing the screen. Okay, let's go back then and hope that I can see what you can see. So it says, I'm thinking it says, elle veut un chien.
Oui.
Okay, alors, let's try that. Elle veut un chien. Elle veut un chien.
Elle veut un chien.
For un chien.
Oui, je veux un chien.
Un chien.
Et je veux un chien.
Un chien.
Mais je n'ai pas de chien. Je n'ai pas.
Je
Alors, je ne suis pas contente. Je ne suis pas contente.
je ne suis pas.
content.
Oh non. Je n'ai pas, je ne suis pas contente. Go back. Je n'ai pas d'animal. Je n'ai pas. Je n'ai pas. This is what I used to have. So, je n'ai pas d'animal. Alors, je suis pas contente. So this is a story I've made up with everything we've done from the other stories to see how this works now. How are you feeling so far? 3, 5, 1. Okay, 1. So I do this with my class. I go 1, 2, 3, and we just throw our fingers out there. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. How do you feel? 3? Okay, so what can I do to make it easier, Anne?
Oh, isn't 3 good?
3 is like think I've got it, but I'm really
Oh,
uncertain. Yeah.
because that's not. Oh, okay, okay.
If the slide wasn't there, you wouldn't have this. Oh, so 1 is bad. 1 means
Oh.
this is like we've never seen it before. And 5 is I've got this without the slides.
I'm a 3.
Okay, so right where you were. So 3 is not bad. It just means that you just haven't got this. I'm wondering what I can do to help you feel stronger with this.
What I mean, maybe it's a 4 because I can do it as long as I have the slide. Is that a 4?
That's a 4. Yeah.
Oh, so 4.
Between a 3 and a 4. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have a 4. As long as I have the slides, I'm good.
Okay. Although I have to admit, these two will disappear because we're going to see the je veux slides now.
Okay.
Brad? Okay. Alors. Ah, je veux un chien. Brie veut un chien ou Anne veut un chien?
Anne veut un chien.
Anne veut un chien.
Anne a un chien ou Anne veut un chien?
Elle veut un chien.
Oui, je veux un chien. Anne, est-ce que tu veux un chien ou tu veux un cheval?
Je veux un cheval.
Ah oui. Est-ce que tu as un cheval, Anne, ou est-ce que tu veux un cheval? Est-ce que tu as un cheval ou est-ce que tu veux un cheval?
Oh, this is have, right?
Oui,
Mhm.
oui.
Je, I want. Oh, je veux. Je veux un cheval. Je
Ah
veux
oui.
un cheval. Je veux un cheval.
Brie, est-ce que tu veux un cheval aussi? Est-ce que tu veux un cheval?
Uh, oui, uh, j'ai un. Oh, oh, oui, oui,
Tu veux un cheval. Tu as un chien. Oui, tu
yeah,
as un
oui,
chien. Est-ce que ton
j'ai,
chien s'appelle Sky ou
j'ai
Prince
un chien,
Enterprise?
un chien.
Oui.
Uh,
Il s'appelle Sky
il
ou il
s'appelle,
s'appelle Prince Enterprise?
elle s'appelle Sky.
Elle s'appelle Sky, très bien. Anne, le chien de Brie, elle s'appelle Sky ou elle s'appelle Prince Enterprise?
Elle s'appelle Sky.
What do you think is this s'appelle that I keep throwing out there?
Name.
Hmm? What is this elle s'appelle? Where'd that come from? We haven't actually done that at
I
all.
had that in high school French.
Okay. Because
It's,
I feel like I got away with something on that one.
I did get away with it because we haven't done it, but I remember it from high school.
So you have a 5 on that one?
Yeah, it came out of the vault of my.
Oh, et super. Et maintenant, Anne a un chien. J'ai un
Oh,
chien. Oui. Anne a un chien.
Anne a un chien.
Oui, Anne a un chien. Anne a un chien ou Anne a un cheval?
Anne a un chien.
Oui, Anne a un chien ou Anne a un chat?
Un a un chien.
Je n'ai pas de chat, j'ai un chien. J'ai un chien, oui. Je n'ai pas de chat, je n'ai pas de cheval. J'ai un chien. Et maintenant, je suis contente. OK, alors, classe. Elle a un chien
Elle a un
Elle
chien.
a un chien.
et elle est très contente.
Et
Et
elle est
elle est très
contente.
contente.
Oui. Est-ce qu'elle est contente ou est-ce qu'elle n'est pas contente?
Est-ce qu'elle est
Est-ce
très
qu'elle est très
contente?
contente?
Et très contente.
Elle est
Euh,
très contente.
Pourquoi? This is my first time asking you.
Ouh,
Pourquoi? Why?
Parce que, parce qu'elle y a un chien.
Oui, Brie, parce que j'ai un chien. Oui, j'ai un chien et je suis très contente. I didn't get it onto all the slides, but turns out this is really hard to transport. It took a long time to make. I don't know if I should have just, I was going to ask Craig about this. If you make a slide like this, because this isn't Craig's actually, this is mine.
Right.
I just tried to make it like his. And I think you have to copy it out to every slide that you're going to do before you add new stuff.
Yep.
Ugh. Otherwise, you end up with all this in the middle that you don't want. Yes. So, okay. So, on a scale of 5 to 10, what did you think of today's story to wrap up our lessons?
10.
C'est très bien.
Oh,
I
merci.
loved having the animals that we love on a picture. I mean, you had me in the palm of your hand after that.
Oh, merci. I
You had
wanted
me
to
in
do
the
something
palm of your
special for
hand.
our last class. And if you still want to get together next week, I might do a bit of a Christmas theme. It might be
Ooh,
you watching a couple of silly French commercials,
oui,
a couple of
oui.
French.
I want to see that.
So it won't be your typical French lesson, and you won't understand every word, but it would be a fun way to take us into the holidays.
Yeah,
I
oui.
would love that, Anne. J'aime,
J'adore.
j'aime.
Okay, you can say j'aime beaucoup cette idée. Oui.
J'aime beaucoup.
Ah oui. Oops, I forgot. I am to escape. Ooh, the great escape. Here we go. So we can take that up. What? And this is what I actually did I tested it out on my audience at our class on Friday or
Mhm.
Tuesday, whenever it is we meet with Craig. And it was Missy who doesn't do French. She does Japanese. And it went really well. I was shocked because I did it as a review for you guys who have come along with me for the ride. I had no idea how this would go because I've been really stupid about this. I've been trying to teach French in our pop-up lessons, and I didn't realize that other people were trying to teach English with the ideas that we're supposed to promote.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so I don't know what we're going to do for Craig for Tuesday because I'm like, I might just do the same one now that, or I might show the one where I have our animals. I'm not sure. Let's see. What did I just say? What was it you wanted to know how to say? Oh, beaucoup, hein? Oui. Okay, so beaucoup, a lot. So elle aime beaucoup les animaux. Oui. Okay. Okay, so let me have your feedback, folks. Tell me what I could have done better because it was a strange start to class, which is why we didn't record it and we won't repeat what we talked about then, other than teenagers can have exciting interpretations of female dogs and leave it at that. Okay, so other than that moment, where do you think I can improve on the TPRS part? Like what other questions could I have asked? Because I know I didn't do 10 questions per slide. I think I stopped at 2 or 3 because you guys were getting it.
Right.
I guess maybe just because of now teaching my grade 4/5s, they probably would have needed the j'ai written, like I have j'ai un chat or j'ai un chien
Mhm.
written on the slide, on your first slide when you circled it. Because we did go through that very quickly because Anne and I both got it.
Yeah. Even at the review phase, like after 2 months, you think you
Oh,
would?
after 2 months? Oh, probably not actually.
Okay. It's like, yeah. And then this is because this for us, I think, was the only new word today was M, wasn't it? Cheval and M, I think, were the only two new words.
And pourquoi?
Oh, which I had down here.
Yeah.
I wasn't able to make it fit and put these in.
Right.
Right.
So, you caught me on that for sure.
It's very engaging. And like this one was actually, I think, probably way more engaging than the George story. Because it was personal. Like, I think that's.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure Craig would do the same thing if he had time. He's just got
Well,
some. It's just
like
a time.
ideally, like we could have done that if I had given you editing access to that screen. We could have done that, and we still have 10 minutes. Do you want to try putting a small slideshow together live to see? I'll share it with you in a way that we can all do it this time here. What do we
That
want to
sounds
do our
good.
slideshow about?
Awfully good with this.
Christmas themed, maybe.
Okay.
J'aime something in Christmas or something.
Okay. All right, let's see. I'm gonna keep it simpler because that takes more prep. I'm just gonna call it j'aime. J'aime regarder la. Oh, of course it's not typing. J'aime regarder la télé. Okay, what do you think that means? J'aime regarder la télé.
I like to watch TV.
Bravo. Which part means to watch?
Regarder.
Excellent. So télé was enough of a cognate for you?
Yeah, yeah.
Super. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm so excited about a new project that I'm doing with my seniors. We're going to go visit the Francophone school, and they are
Ooh.
creating twisted fairy tales. And I reminded them that they're not twisted and sorted. They are twisted in that they've made them up themselves. So they could combine aspects of two that already exist, or one that exists where they give it their own twist. But I am limiting them to the first 200 most frequent words and
Oh,
cognates.
nice.
One that they submit to me for marking will be in the passé composé and the imparfait, or the imperfect and the past, about the fairy tale. Like write it up basically as a story. This happened, this happened, this happened. When this was happening, this happened. And for those that need it, I will introduce the plus que parfait. I don't know what we call that in English. Plus perfect? Is that such a tense? I've never done grammar in English. Okay, I think there's something called the plus perfect, like plusquam perfecto. Yeah, exactly. We don't know if it exists in English, but I think it does. Okay, so j'aime regarder la télé. So what they're doing is, that's what I've done. I've given them those 200 words. So if a verb is in the infinitive, I've told them they can use any form of that verb. And it's funny because for some, like pouvoir, vouloir, and devoir, they'd never seen the infinitive.
Yeah.
So they had only seen the je peux, je pouvais, which is like puedo and podía. So they'd only seen it, but they hadn't seen poder, for example. They hadn't seen the infinitive. But so once I explained that, and so now they're all excited because now they're limited to the vocabulary that's on those 2 pages. I said they can use 10 words that are out of bounds. But if they're going to use 10 words that are out of bounds before they read the story to the class, and then before we take it on the road, because they also want to take it to the grade 9s now and the grade 8s in our school before they go to the Francophone school. It's so cute. And even though yesterday was the first day they got to work on it, I gave them about a month's notice. This is what we were leading up to. So yesterday when I said they had to have their main character and their setting, they had it because they've been thinking about this for a month. Like this group is like wanting to get this done. Like they want time to work on it. They're so cool. So and it's also a group that tends to go to the morbid side of things, because a couple of the books that we read, one was about the Acadian deportation, another was in Haiti, and another took place in Paradise, but there ended up being a drug smuggler. I hadn't pre-read it. Oops. And so it's like, problems in paradise. I thought somebody might like lose their purse at the beach or something, or get bitten by a
Is this one of the
jellyfish.
ebooks?
Problème au Paradis, I think, is a TPRS book. It's definitely not geared towards your students. This is more of a level 2 book. But it was just funny because now they know words like kill and shoot and a gun and knife, and it's okay. So but I said, but gun and knife are not part of your 200 words. And yay, thank goodness for parameters. Because I said it has to be written with your audience in mind, and your audience are going to be students that are in grade 3 and 4.
Yeah.
I also told them that when I said they have a choice of reading their story to a small group or acting, because I'm picturing it going in a carousel where they take their story to the next group, or we have the kids. I think actually we're going to have the kids move from station to station, or they can read it like a picture book.
Yeah.
Because they have to create for me a picture book on Bulle, because that's what's going to give me the dialogue.
Yeah.
Bulle are like a graphic novel with word bubbles.
Yeah.
And so, this is like, I don't know, it's taking on a life of its own because they keep adding ideas to it. And I remind them, you've got 2 weeks. I'm not having you work on this the last week of school when some of you are going on holidays and some of you are involved in leadership and some of you are in sports and basketball tournaments. And so, no, this has to be done in 2 weeks. And
that sounds really exciting, Anne.
I'm really excited, but I still don't have it completely written up for them because it seems to have fluid description for what they want to do. And I'm loath to print it till I have it refined, because now they've had me agree that they can use cognates. I thought, you know what? Yeah. But I said, but make sure that those cognates are words that grade 3, 4 would know, because it's not a cognate if you don't know the English word.
Right.
And then they looked at me and went,
Are you willing to share your assignment, Anne? This
What's
sounds
that?
so fantastic.
Which slide?
No, the twisted fairy tales.
I'll find out, because what I told them we're going to do is we're going to make 3. We're going to print off 3 at the group in color and coil bind it, right? A collection of their fairy tales. And one will leave at the Francophone school. One I'll give to Marjorie, my teaching partner, and one I'll have in my classroom library.
Okay. No, I just mean like that assignment itself.
Yeah. Actually, I've borrowed it from Jen Bubella, our vice principal, who used to be our French coordinator in the district. But she said this is nothing like her assignment. She says she says it's very much mine at this point. Like what I've done, hers was much more sophisticated. Mine just went off on a tangent with the students that I have.
I think I like yours. I think yours sounds fantastic, and it would be something in the spring that I hope my grade 8 and 9s would be able to actually do.
They know the past and the imperfect?
They don't know, not yet, but they know the past tense because we've been doing past and present.
Because you probably could. You could do a simpler version for sure. I'll be happy to share it with you when I have a better idea what I'm doing.
Okay, sweet, thank you.
Because right now I've got sort of 3 sets of handouts that I'm trying to condense down to 1.
Yeah.
So I'll send you the 1 page of the actual assignment, and then I can send you a visual of the handouts that Jen sent me that I switched up.
Okay, thank
Oh, I
you.
should stop sharing here. How do I do that again? Oh, stop share. That was easy. Pause it right up. Okay. So thank you so much. This has been such a fun group to work with. Anne.
Quick question. Can you share with me how you feel when you're speaking French versus how you feel when you're speaking Spanish, like in terms of your experience of life and your experience of yourself?
The best way I could share that is my colleagues' reaction. They always know which class I've had before I speak to them.
Oh, so
My
tell
voice
me.
changes. Like when I'm speaking Spanish, I guess my voice deepens and I say "you." I say a few things that don't sound like English. And when I'm speaking French, I think I have more intonation. Like so it's not necessarily a higher voice, but apparently this year I have taken on accents like no other previous year. And I think with TPRS, I am fully immersed in French or Spanish, and I'm doing 40 to 50 minutes of it every class. So my mind flips. And when I go out on break or I go out at lunch, I have a couple of colleagues just look at me and go, "You didn't have that accent last year."
Oh, interesting.
So yeah, it's I'm not transitioning quite as quickly as I used to.
Does your experience of your personality, your experience of life different from one culture to the
My
other?
life experience is still the same because I'm still me, but my gestures and mannerisms and even my way of sitting up change. Like in French, I can sit back, be a little more um uh on the appearance, low key and laid back, but the mind is working quickly. And in Spanish, I'm definitely more animated.
Oh, you're more animated. Interesting.
And in French, I use my shoulders differently, probably because, like my husband, he's French Canadian, and I read him better from the back sometimes than I do from his face. I can tell how he's feeling by the set of his shoulders. There's just something really subtle in that communication that is part of that language.
Oh, how interesting.
Yeah, because his,
So interesting.
yeah. So no, if you talk to my mom, she will tell you that I am not myself when I speak these other languages. So really, my best way to explain it to you is by the reactions of others, because I'm living it, so I'm not really feeling it. But if I see video of myself, oh, that's
Interesting. Isn't that
interesting.
fascinating?
Yeah. So yeah, and I think too, when I speak Spanish, I'm back in Venezuela or I'm back in Mexico or I'm here with my Mexican friends, and some are from El Salvador and Guatemala as well. So, or I'm in Peru, and when I'm thinking of Peru, I'm thinking of Nil, who was our guide, who was amazing, and I've stayed in contact with him since 2013. So, yeah, there are definitely expressions and experiences that shaped that because it's like who I am with that group.
Yes, yeah.
You
I
find that too?
definitely, I mean, if I had to pick myself as an English speaker and myself as a Spanish, I would definitely pick myself as a Spanish. I do feel different speaking Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
Myself is different. I feel different.
Mm-hmm.
Feel more loving, more
Yes.
more outwardly expressed, more outwardly affectionate when
When
I'm
you say it that way, there is something in Spanish that I haven't experienced in any other language. There is and love and tenderness aren't even the words. Like, hay un cariño que no existe en otro idioma, en otra cultura. Like, el cariño is its own thing. There's no way to really
still,
describe it.
no, you have
But
to
as soon as I say something to another Spanish speaker, they know what I'm talking about. And my girl from Spain does not get that. So that
oh,
is
interesting.
interesting. So it is a Latino thing more than it
Latino.
is. I mean, she loves it when I say it, but she's not sure she gets it.
Oh,
Whereas my others, and she's also from northern Spain, but so I'm thinking southern Spain, Sevilla, Andalusia, I think they have it. maybe closer to the capital, Madrid, maybe the English influence in Galicia.
A friend who's from Madrid, and she is like, it's like chocolate. It's like this caramel, chocolate with caramel mixed in it. She's so, the love and the affection is just, yeah.
So so that's the only word I have for it. I haven't found what I would consider a good translation. I have seen words to describe it. I've seen poetry in English attempting to describe it, and I've seen poetry in Spanish, and this poetry in Spanish gets it.
yeah.
But for Brie, the best I can describe El Cariño is an open affection, but with the depth of love
Okay.
and warm-heartedness and kindness and generosity. It's just this, it's like being enveloped in warmth and acceptance
True.
just because you speak the language.
Because of the language embodies it. And
You don't have to have anything in common with the person that you're talking to other than the language, and they get so excited that you speak it. And there's just people who come north, they don't understand us. Like, we're so distant, both in space and in wanting our solitude. And they come here not used to solitude, and they get lonely really fast.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a good way of describing it.
So yeah, they're just it's not just because it's Catholic, it's not because of anything, it's just something that exists. And I think it's more like, it's as pronounced as it is in Spain. I think there's something even more from Mexico south. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very beautifully said. I have my housekeeper who's turned into a friend. She comes about once a month to my house, my apartment, once every 6 weeks. And I pay her just as much for helping me clean for her. She's like therapy. It's like she fills the apartment with so much love, and just the way she talks to me, I'm practically in tears within 2 minutes when she walks in the door.
Are you using Spanish with her all the time?
Yeah, she doesn't speak English. She's from Mexico.
Yeah.
And then I tell her about my children. My boys are of course I love my children, but they're very self-centered right now. They're in their upper 30s, they're building their homes, they've got their children, they're just like, and so my youngest just got married, and he what do you call it, eloped and all this stuff. And she looked at me, and literally the tears filled her eyes. And she said in Spanish, "He didn't invite you to the wedding?"
Yeah.
She was aghast. She could not grasp it.
I'm not even sure there is a word for elope in Spanish. I mean, there is.
She was totally aghast, and
Yeah.
her eyes and the tears, and I was feeling the same way. Of course, I was happy for Ben to do whatever he wanted to do, but I feel bad that I missed his wedding because they went to France.
Oh.
They went to the shoreline, the beach, and they had this glorious wedding, but none of the parents were there.
Wow.
And it was like her brain could not compute it. And she's like, "I'm sorry, lo siento, lo siento." She says, "You know what? When you get older, you come live with us in Mexico."
Oh. Is she going back to Mexico when she's older?
She meant it.
Yeah.
She cleans both of my sons' homes.
Okay.
She loves them, and she loves my grandchildren, but she observes this whole situation. She doesn't like it. So she said the other day, anytime, she's going to start living in Mexico and then coming back here because her children and grandchildren are here.
Okay.
Her heart is in Mexico, her sisters and all that. She just took a 15-hour bus ride to put flowers on the grave of her mother because it was the death of her anniversary of her death. She took a bus ride for 15 hours.
Her angel anniversary.
Family, it's Brie. Family is life.
It's interesting listening because in Texas, like my cousins who are in Katy, Texas. My cousin Kelly married into a Mexican family. So that she said it's very different from how their family unit works.
Yes.
Because yes, everything, like she said, every celebration, everything is just so much larger and there's so many relatives.
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
it's
I
beautiful.
experienced it one Christmas. A friend of mine from Acapulco, actually, which is devastating right now. But anyway, she lives here in Kamloops, but her family was all in Acapulco. And oh my gosh, like that Christmas, like that house, the only time it was quiet was Christmas Day. And it was the weirdest feeling because even though we celebrated until 8 in the morning, like from Christmas Eve, say about 10:30 Christmas Eve until 8 o'clock morning of Christmas Day, I'm still Canadian. I'm like, I'm wandering the house and nobody's up. I didn't even hear the dogs upstairs. Not that I would go because those dogs were definitely guard dogs. So, and I'm a stranger, so they would have bitten my hand off easily. But like there was not a sound in the entire house, and it's a big house. So I'm just lying down there in the hammock, reading a book, decided to call my mom, decided to call another friend, and they're like, "Oh, what are you doing today?" Not sure. Well, what do you mean? Because now by now it's about 11 o'clock and I've been roaming the halls. Like I haven't gone to sleep yet because I'm sort of waiting for Christmas to happen, even though Christmas happened the night before. And I was just like, Christmas Day was just a day like any other. Everything happened the night before. It was the weirdest feeling.
Interesting. Yeah.
And all that time I had wished for time to myself. It's like, oh my God, these people are always there. And I'm trying not to feel ungrateful because like I didn't pay, like I was a student and I didn't pay to be there. Like I paid for my plane ticket and that was pretty much it for 3 weeks. That's a pretty good deal. I had to pay for the entrance to 2 nightclubs that we went to, and I contributed to the Christmas and New Year's feasts. Like we all contributed like $50 to it.
Yeah.
So that was like my $300 gone because that was really all I had besides my plane ticket. And it was just like, oh my gosh. I was absolutely dumbfounded because everything else, like that place was just go, go, go. And I remember Dave, Reina's husband, saying to me, "Oh, you wait till Abuela gets here," like the grandma. And all of a sudden I knew which part of the family Reina um had taken her character from,
Yeah.
because Reina is like the best organizer I've ever come across. Like she never stops. You're visiting her place and it never seems stressed or anything, but she's never not doing something. Like one moment she's boiling chicken and we're out in the living room and she's dusting while we're talking, and then we're in the kitchen while she's shredding the chicken and she's making enchiladas. Like she's just always doing something. There's always a
Yeah.
plan.
Yes.
There's no downtime with her. Like there's
No.
things just sit down with company. And it was like that with her family. You know, if you were sitting down at the dining room table, you were probably doing your nails. And this was new for me. Doing your nails at 10 o'clock in the morning when you're going out at night, because not that anybody in Canada would ever be caught, doing their nails on the steering wheel on their way out the door. So like sitting down and actually doing this with a group of girls was fun. But for me, and then just sitting there and you're talking, you're blowing on the nails, and it was like, oh, this is cool. This actually makes a lot more sense than my chaotic method, because because if I'm at home, I can't sit still for 2 hours. There's too much that I have to do.
Right.
Oh yeah. So
Have you ever lived in another country, Anne? I mean, Bree?
Bree? Yeah.
Well, yes, but only Australia. I lived in Australia for almost a year when I was
Oh,
18.
that's another country.
But
Yeah,
it's different than here. I mean, the guys
it
are
is
definitely
different.
different than here.
It is
Good.
very different than here, and I also discovered it's very different than New Zealand.
Yeah.
So yeah, I traveled to Australia when I was 14 with my parents, and we met their family friends, my mom's family friends. And then I decided that when I was graduating from grade 12, I would move to Australia. When I was 18, I graduated from high school, and then I
By
had
yourself?
had the summer in Canada, and then I moved to Australia to
How,
coach
how did you
gymnastics.
support yourself?
Oh, I'd been working since I was 13, coaching gymnastics. So I had a lot of money saved up. And then
Oh
when I was
my
actually
gosh.
in Australia, I lived with my mom's family friends and I worked full time while I was there. I actually came home with the same amount of money that I went to Australia with because
Amazing
I
story.
worked so hard.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a huge like growing and learning experience for me because where I lived in Australia, there weren't actually a lot of young people. And
Where
I
were
found
you?
it very hard to meet people where I was living. So yeah, it was interesting for myself. Like I didn't meet a few friends and I had a boyfriend there for a little while. But it was yeah, being 18 and having never lived outside of like Canada. Yeah,
Where were you in Australia?
I was in the Central Coast, so an hour north of Sydney, in a small town called Greenpoint.
Okay.
And uh and that was part of the issue was all the young people my age
Yeah.
left.
Yeah.
So
Oh no.
and I didn't know about this like before I left. I hadn't really thought about that piece because they all
You
left
got
for
there and it's
university.
like, uh-oh.
Yeah,
Did you go down to Sydney on your own for a couple of days or?
lots. And then I also have second cousins who live in Sydney. So
Mhm.
my cousins Emma and Jacob are about 5 years younger than me. And then I did have like a fantastic time there. I went to New Zealand to visit my family over Christmas and I was there for 3 weeks.
Ooh.
Wow, New Zealand is
And funny,
incredible.
so this was actually so because my cousin Josie, she's I think 6 years younger than me. She actually moved to Canada 2 years ago. We've reconnected, became really good friends, and this past summer she flew to Cyprus with me, and then we went to Italy. So we now have become these really close friends and traveled together.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
So, and
uh,
that,
New Zealand then.
yeah, and it's because, yeah, I went to New Zealand when she was in high school and now, yeah, and then she decided to come to Canada and she's in Kelowna, so she's 2 hours away.
Oh, that's
That's an
cool.
amazing story.
Yeah, so I
I
actually
can't
went and
believe you
visited her
had the
last.
balls to go out of your country at 18 and you had your own money and I mean like so mature for your age. Wow.
It's very common in my mom's side of the family because my mom actually lived in Malaysia. That's where she grew up in her teenage years. And then like she moved back to Canada when she was 18 by herself because the rest of the family was still in Malaysia.
Oh,
Wow. So it comes from your mother.
Yeah, and then my grandparents actually, when my uncle was 17, they moved to Saudi Arabia. And he was like, I'm not moving to Saudi Arabia. So when he was 17, he actually moved to Colorado because there was a boarding school in Colorado and went to Colorado for school for a year.
I'm
Yeah,
speechless.
it's it's my mom's side of the family is and that's
Very
like my
independent, very like,
yeah, and my auntie Beverly, when she was 18, when she graduated from school in Malaysia, knew she didn't want to stay there. Her boyfriend Terry was from Texas, so they actually eloped to Texas when she was 18.
oh wow.
amazing,
And that's how that side of the family is still in
amazing, amazing.
Texas. Yeah, so
Well,
my
when you
side,
want to, you come back to Texas, visit me here in Austin, you two.
yeah, yeah,
The international tourist spot.
yes. And I haven't been to Austin. I've only been to Katy a couple times.
Katie's like this little tiny Texas town
Yeah.
comparatively.
That would be
Yeah.
funny if we started off with a class here and we ended up visiting Anne down there because this isn't the first time that Anne has offered Bree, and she sounds like she'll be a
Yeah.
No, I
phenomenal
mean
tour
it.
guide.
I would love
Yeah.
having you guys.
Well, next time I go down to Katy, I'll have to come to Austin.
Yes.
Where
I'll
is
show
Katie
you
from
around.
Austin?
What's that?
Um,
What's that, Ann?
go ahead, Anne.
Oh, okay. I said, how far is Katie from Austin?
I think it's at least a couple of hours, probably, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours would be my guess.
That's not far though.
No.
In
Like, because
Canadian.
I know Texas looks really big on an American map, but that's still smaller than BC, huh?
Texas is huge. But if you go down to Katy, you might as well go on down to Padre Island. That's a beautiful beach.
I haven't been there, but my mom has.
Okay. I've heard of Padre Island. So is it used in movies?
Is it in movies?
Because I've heard of it and I can't think of why I would have heard it.
You've probably heard of Galveston Beach.
Yes. Yes.
Galveston, not Galveston Beach. I've just heard of Galveston because of our boy Glenn Campbell.
Oh.
All into live music.
Mhm. Oh, for sure.
Austin is the live music capital of the world.
Oh.
On any night of the week, there are, you don't even know which way to turn. There's so many live bands.
Oh wow.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
like out on the street.
I mean, some of my best friends have a band. I mean, there's live music everywhere you turn, everywhere. And a lot of it is free.
Wow.
Oh, that's so much fun. Oh,
Oh, it's
before we
really
go, I just remembered you were going to send me a screenshot of your favorite show, like whether it's on Netflix or on a thing. You were going to show send before I forget that. I gotta go back and do that link.
a screenshot of our favorite shows.
Oh,
Oh, that's
Okay.
easy.
let's see. Is this it? Yeah, whoops. We were going to start with this. Yeah. So whoa. Okay, that's just weird how you guys keep popping around. You can't even see that. Okay, so like j'aime regarder la télé. So for example, that makes that the title, and then I would share that with you. I have to make more slides first. Okay, so we each get one. Okay, so you choose a slide. I'll put your names in. Oops.
How do I send you, just like take a screenshot, like off YouTube and then email it to you?
Yeah, or what we're going to try to do now is we're going to actually try to do this live, because that's what I had promised you, was to do this now, and then I forgot. Okay, so I've given you and Bree a thing, and you can take up 2 slides. So I'll put a slide in between each one. There we go. If there's 2 shows you like, we can worry about the I like part later, but let's see. Okay, I've already named it, so I can do this. Where's the share guy? There he is. So I would go here. Did you see what I pressed on? This little guy up here. And then this pops up. So now
Which little guy?
here, this little blue guy,
What is that guy?
that's your share screen. Or I mean, your share the show. And so what I tend to do is I go here to restrict it, and I will do this. And here, this is what I did wrong last time, I think, Brie. I just did it on viewer because I did it so fast, but I'm going to give you editing access. So I can do that from here. Did you see what I did, Anne?
Kind of.
Oh, I have to go
Yeah.
beyond school district 73 because Anne is outside of it. So anyone with the link here, and then editor, because I think Anne, you would have to go to anyone with the link. And then here I have a choice of letting you make comments. That's what my students usually do, so that I can make comments on their projects. Viewer is if you just want them to see it, but you don't want them to do anything to it. And then editor, because I want you to actually create a slide, I'm giving you editing rights. And then down here, I copy the link. I can do it one of 2 ways. Also, I can go here, and if you were to give me your email address, Anne, like Bree, I think I can make up. Is it just B Erickson, Bree? Is it? Yeah. See, I can cheat with Bree. I can just go here and invite her. But Anne, what is your email address?
Musical. It's really long. Sorry. Musical beginnings with an S.
Oh, I knew that. Okay.
Texas.
Never remember. At Texas?
No. Texas at Gmail.
.com.
Yeah.
So that's also going to send you whoa, what just happened there? I'm not sure what I did. Okay. Well, not the first time. Let's go back to this. Okay, here we go. So yeah, I want to do this. Okay, so there we go. So now you both have access to it. So it's like, I'll just say have at her. Okay, so that's a send. Okay. But the other way to do it is to go here again. And it will show me that I've already shared it with you too, and I've given you editing access. But I can also copy the link. Oops. I think somehow because you ended up over here. Yeah, copy link. And that shows me the link's copied. And I could put it right here in the chat box, which is what I tried to do last week, but didn't give you access. So I can do that. And then what do I do? Just hit enter. Yeah. And now you have that. So you could access that either way. And then all I'm thinking you would do is let's see if I can do it here. There's a new show that my students have told me about. What's it called? Night. And it's in Netflix. I can't remember the name of it. One Night. Not The Night Agent. Night Netflix series. Yes, it's French. Oh, Night Agent, Night Agent. Nope. Uh-oh. Into the Night. That's the one. Okay. So pretend this is my wonderful show that I think is
Into the Night. I'm gonna have to
it's
look
in
this
French. It's in French.
Oh,
So they couldn't wait. They just discovered it this week and they couldn't wait to come tell me. They go, Madame, you're so right. Subtitles are way better because the voices match the lips. And so I thought that was just the coolest thing. And I think it was my French it was my French 9s and my French 11s because I've got sisters in both classes, like 2 sets of sisters that are friends. And it was just the funniest thing at the start of class. I couldn't start class because they had to get me to find this thing. And so, okay, so say this were my favorite show. Well, how am I gonna, okay, I'm gonna do this and see if I can put this down here. Otherwise, oh, there we go. Now I've got you. Just gonna put that up there for a minute. Yeah. Okay. So while I was thinking was doing something like this, like just a quick screenshot. And so we see it's Netflix, or Crave, or HBO, or Prime. And then go back here. I think this is our video. Yeah. And then I might just pop in a picture right here and just go. And I think it might be a bit ambitious. So what I think for keeping it simple, I might just say like she likes intrigue, and she likes to watch TV, and she likes Into the Night. And I think I'm just going to keep it super simple because with my 9s, we don't have the vocabulary to talk about what it's about. And then with my 11s, I might get them to tell us a bit more because we know genre or styles or types of shows that we like. We know types of music, so we can have that conversation. Ooh, The Watcher or The Witcher?
The Witcher.
Sure. Yeah. So I have an idea. It's percolating in my head, but I don't know if we have enough French to pull this off. I think we do. If we just stick to, I want to watch this. It's on Tuesday nights. Oh, that's a day of the week thing. Yeah, at this time. Yeah. So oh, right. This is Netflix. Never mind. We don't have to worry about days of the week or times anymore. Brie, you must
No.
never really had to do that, have you, Brie?
Pardon me?
Yeah, I said in your lifetime, you've never really been stuck at a certain time and place.
Yes, I have. Yes, I have. I'm not that young. I used to, I would record on VHS my shows in high school because I had so many sports, and I always got really angry because my dad would come home from work and turn on the TV and change the channel, and I'd end up recording whatever he was watching instead of my TV show.
Oh, right. The days before PVR. Because I record Survivor to PER, and then my daughter and I watch it together. Like last
Yeah.
night, we watched a couple episodes, so that's why I'm dragging today. Because yeah, I was up later than somebody who gets up at 5 should be. I'm gonna stop.
I have an appointment to meet to do some work
Okay.
at the library.
Okay,
All right.
and I'm heading out to swim, and Bree is resting up and looking amazing. So you're getting
Yeah.
better every time I see you, Bree.
Thank you.
The last question
Bree
is, are
made
you
it through
taking?
the hellish couple of weeks. Hellish.
Yes.
There we go. So my last question to you both was, are you taking the 301 on Wednesdays next semester?
I am.
I am not. I've decided I'm going to wait until the fall semester because I feel like I need more practice with everything that I have before I expand my TPRS skills.
There you go. Because I feel like with Michelle, she gave us such a good background that I'm not sure that Craig has done anything any different. Like I haven't necessarily learned anything different, but I've really picked up on the technicals part of my game.
Yes, you have.
Yes.
So that's been good for me. And then being able to articulate what I do with what Greg does, like Bulls and the other colleague that I want to bring on board with this. So this will be interesting because this year she will see my 9s in next year's grade 10 class. And so we'll see if they are where she wants them to be, because I haven't done the formal grammar with them. But now they're starting to ask questions. So now I'm doing a few pop-ups.
Yeah.
We haven't done nous or vous at all, like usted and nosotros. So that will be interesting to see if she's okay introducing that in grade 10 or not.
Yeah. If you have to go, Anne, though, it was really
Please do.
I gotta go, guys. Are you gonna come back, Anne, for the next TPRS?
What do you mean?
Are you gonna come back for?
Yes, 301 on Wednesdays. Yes.
You're gonna continue, but Anne, you're gonna wait until fall.
Bree, I'm gonna wait.
Bree, what is wrong with me?
Sorry.
Bree.
It's Saturday morning.
It's Saturday morning, I know.
And we're not so live.
I'll miss you, Bree. I'll miss you in the Tuesday night, the
I'll
class.
miss you too.
Okay,
Yeah, but we'll always be friends, and you're gonna come down and visit me.
I will.
This sounds
So we're
fun.
gonna see each other next Saturday?
Yes. And that will be our wrap up. Okay.
Thank you so much, Anne. Thank you so much, Bree.